Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brad and SuperCoach Pro. Today's video we are doing the round 20 SuperCoach Preview. Yeah, this is an interesting night actually. Some big outs obviously and some team name lineups like Aaron Hall, Adam Treloar, and players like that. So yeah, Hewitt's not back, which makes it really hard for my team in general. And something I thought about a lot. Do I use two trades and go Ware and Hewitt and grab two primos? Or do I just get rid of Hewitt and bring in some other ruckman? What do I do with Darcy Cameron? And I think in the long run, I think it's better just to use one trade and not burn the last two. In case I get an injury to someone like Oliver or Neil and someone I really want to get a primo for a primo instead of having to use one of these DPP forwards. So my side specifically, it looks pretty good in terms of depth on the bench. Tickle's an emergency, so is Owens at this stage. So my Weepole player is actually Carroll. So as you saw on my review, on the round 19 review, my options really going into the week, I could go Clary as a VC, but I don't really love the thumb. I could go Mills, which I like more, or I could go Darcy against Gawn and Jackson. I think I'm leaning towards Callum Mills for my side specifically, because he does got a big ceiling. It's either he gets you a really low ton or a high 90s, or he goes 140 plus. So probably prefer that option, and then I'm just going to back in Laird as the obvious choice for me. Now, trade-wise, I've actually got to hold Darcy Cameron but not field him. So, for me, back injury, I've hurt my back a couple of times playing footy. And it lingered for quite a while. So, I think I'll just do the Hewitt trade, move him on, bite the bullets. He's only going to be playing for 3 remaining weeks, even if he plays next week, hypothetically. So, who's to say he comes back next week and then, they give him a week off before the finals to rest him up, especially if they've already sewn up top 8. So I don't really trust it. Now, Cameron's obviously my weakest link in the side. You could argue Crisp and Shorter also, but majority of the competition have him, whereas Cameron's in like less than 10% of sides, or maybe 9, I think, something like that. And I've got a couple choices here to really think about. I don't really love the Max Gawn option. He does have Jackson, so he could, have 2 out of 4 really big ones. English has only been named by himself, so he's not with Sweet or who's the old guy? Steph Martin. So I probably like his chances better. He plays a couple at Marvel. Witts hasn't been scoring great lately. And, in my preview video, I'm thinking of going Blitzarves or Marshall. But Marshall's got Tom Campbell rucking. And, yeah, Blitz, I'm not really sure. They've got Segler playing. I know Segler would probably take more hit-outs in the forward line, as does Hawkins. But it seems like a really tall side to bring in. So I think I'd rather just spend up for a guy who's in majority of the sides. And I'm not talking about Witts. Obviously, English, he's got the DPP to go on my forward line. And I think that flexibility could come in handy for my side. It looks strange, one trade left now. I'm terrified, to be honest. I don't want to be holding one trade. It's obviously going to be an injury trade from here on out. Same thing. That's why I couldn't trade out Cameron, because what happens if Hewitt doesn't play the rest of the season and I've traded Cameron and now I'm got 2 donut players. So how the side looks going into it is quite interesting too. So it will go something along the lines of this. Probably make Dunkley my emergency because I just don't trust him. Obviously, I'll emergency Cameron in that forward line. And, yeah, I think English and Darcy should be right. Darcy can't... If Darcy's laid out, I'll know well and truly before, so I won't have to worry there in terms of cover. And English is playing that night, so I can't imagine he won't play. If he doesn't, I can always trade that pick anyway. After that, I could go Riley O'Brien, Witts, or Goldie. I'd probably preferably go to Goldie at that stage if he seems to be an out. But what it does is also for a 1 week injury, I've got Cameron who can cover English, can move up to Teagle and cover Sean Darcy. Holding on to Cameron just provides a little bit of cover in the forward line and the ruck line, which not a lot of people have, I suppose, because Darcy is a pod. Still trying to get rid of this red dot. Stupid move. There we go. And yeah, I think that's how it is. Not the side I really wanted to have. I didn't really want to have a dual position player in my midfield, really. But I feel like I've got majority of the best midfielders overall, especially Allaire. He's an absolute pod. Backline, pretty weak backline, not going to lie. Especially Short and Crisp. But, just going to have to wear him for the last few weeks. Hope they come good. Hopefully Short has a better role this week and he's not playing a tagging role against Neil, because that's something to think about too. Does Neil get tagged by Short because he did a job on Brayshaw? And Crisp, how well does he play? Does he go back to the back line now that Maynard's not in? As far as I'm aware, I mean, if he is, my bad. But that looks like how I'm going to line up into it. And Oipol will probably be used for Hawkins, really, in this situation for me. That probably shouldn't, but if Cameron does go big, I'll probably take Hawker off, and hopefully I don't get punished again, because that 141 would have been really useful, and I probably would have been close to top 1,000 if I had Hawk over Dunkley. Look, that's the team. I like the DPP. I can swing Dunkley forward if I get another couple weight outs. And, do whatever I want with him, really, because all my players in the forward line are DPP bar Hawkins. So, flexibility is a 10 out of 10 for my team. One trade left. Like most of us this time of year, even the big dog YouTubers have probably got 1 or 0 now. So, hopefully I can catch some of those guys just to get a bit more credibility and get some more subs up. That'll always be nice. And, if you guys got any trade plans or VCSC options, just put them in the comments below. I'll go through them and I'll reply as soon as I see it, as soon as I get the notification. So, that's it for mine. Hopefully you guys have a good weekend, your team gets a W, and I'll catch you on Sunday night. See ya.